And I just put like a dumb, I think this is like a telephone filter effect on it just to kind of make it sound.
Yeah, I remember us talking about that in the beginning. Like, how can we make it sound more like Lego characters playing a hardcore
Lego hardcore.
breakdown? Yeah, Lego hardcore.
This is the most like hardcore referencing moment
It's
of
like
the bridge.
the botch guitar part.
I love it. Just nasty. We're not making a hardcore record or a metal record. You don't want it to just feel like
a kid's bop.
Yeah.
Kids bop hardcore.
Now that's what I call hardcore.
That's what I call hardcore, is what we were going for.
But yeah, so speaking of aggressive, this bridge we probably spent the most time of any song on this bridge.
Yeah. And just second guessing, like really, it was like the choices. It was kind of hard to land on what I felt a little bit like almost insecure about certain parts of it, because I am a huge fan of I like ratty hardcore records, and wrote this riff that I thought let's figure out how to use this in the song, and but didn't really want to go all the way in terms of like gang vocals. I had a few friends, Brian, who's in the other room, did gangs. His husband Colton did gangs. I think Elise might be on it too, but I wanted it to still, I wasn't trying to make a hardcore record. I just wanted to bring in that influence. But I felt, because I love it and I'm such a fan, I've for some reason, this is like the part of the record I'm the most nervous about. Whatever. I love it, but.
Yeah. So I can play it real quick.
Get in the pit, you know? Let's open up this pit.
It's great. I find it really interesting because you can really hear that. But the way that you've recorded the whole record kind of nods to that. You understand it. You can hear it. But it doesn't put us in the pit, really.
Good.
No, but it does it, though? Is it? And I don't know how you've managed to do that, because obviously it's pretty raw and it's pretty out there. But there's some kind of balance you've achieved in terms of the production that keeps it about Hayley's voice and keeps it about the songs.
Yeah.
But somehow that's your roots, and you acknowledge those roots and you put yourself back in there. But it's still, for want of a better term, a pop sounding album.
Wow, that's a really cool compliment.
But it's really hard. I don't know how you managed to do it. No, I think it's a kind of a magical thing that you've managed to do.
Wow, man. Well, that is cool. Because I do get really nervous about this part for some reason, but I love it as well.
Well, one of my favorite guitar parts that Hayley did on this song especially was she came up with the main riff, which I'll solo out now. And I just put like a dumb, I think this is like a telephone filter effect on it just to kind of make it sound real cheap and like DIY.
Yeah, I remember us talking about that in the beginning. Like, how can we make it sound more like Lego characters playing a hardcore
Lego hardcore
breakdown? Yeah, Lego hardcore.
Yeah, and then we kind of took that and then threw a phaser on it just to kind of put it in a weird space. So like, and again, use this phase mistress, on the deep phase preset. Again, I just go through presets until I find something interesting, and then I'm not the guy that's getting under the hood on much, mainly just because I like to just keep moving and whatever. So we had that, and then there's this moment where you were writing it, you kind of added a couple bars or something, and then she came up with this. This is the most like hardcore referencing moment
it's
of
like
the bridge.
The botch guitar part.
I love it. Just nasty. And like, so you hear it in context.
Watch me fall. Watch me fall through the sky.
Just a little nod, like to like the hardcore scene.
Yeah, especially like of that time, when I was a kid getting into, I don't know, certain records, kind of more metal-y, more like at the time everyone was like metalcore. It was like I don't even know if people use that term anymore, but there was Botch, I was really into Norma Jean and the Chariot, these bands that I saw play all the time in Nashville. So yeah, that was a nostalgic little little fun moment.
This episode is being supported by Tape It, the iPhone app made specifically for musicians. If you, like many of our guests, use voice memos, then switching to Tape It is an obvious choice. And now, Tape It has layering. This means you can record over your voice notes, try out top lines, stack harmonies, build up instruments, jam with yourself, and so much more. Layering is such an exciting addition to Tape It's long list of features to help you stay creative and organized, including the ability to record straight from your lock screen, set markers, add notes, and add photos of settings. You can easily import your old voice notes, sync to the cloud, and create shared playlists with co-writers and bandmates. So, head to the link below to install Tape It and use the promo code TAPENOTES to receive a whopping 20% off Tape It Pro. And now, back to the episode. It's fascinating. We did an episode with Bring Me the Horizon, and again, the way that they managed to, have that at the root of their sound, and yet, particularly on the last couple of albums, it's still, so widescreen and kind of pristine and sharp, yet somehow soft. And I don't know how you managed to do it, because
we did a lot of versions of this bridge, especially.
We kind of labored over that, which is funny. It's such a short part of the song, but I do think we work well together in this way because we understand these roots, and we also understand, like, as far as we both like to reach too, up from those roots.
But it's really interesting because part of the appeal of that music is the visceral aspect of it, and if you love that, it's such an escape, and you kind of immerse yourself in it, and the volume of it, and you want it to reverberate in your body. That's kind of what you need when you listen to that music. But it's so great that you are bringing that into this, because for some people this would be seen as it's Hayley Williams' pop thing. This is what she does when she does the solo stuff. But it's such a part of you that you have to have it there, I think.
Yes.
And yet to be able to bring it in and not let it obliterate everything else. I know that's such a question of balance and trying to get that right. I think that was quite a task.
Yeah, I mean, we had a lot of conversations around how obvious to be with certain influences and how much to draw it in without being a caricature of it, or just kind of like, how do you pay homage or how do you acknowledge this musical lineage we share? But obviously we're not making a hardcore record or a metal record, but like, I think that's why we labored over it so much, so we could have that respect for it. But
it needs to be respectful.
Yeah, you don't want it to just be like, I don't know,
like a kids bop.
Yeah.
Kids bop hardcore.
Now that's what I call hardcore.
That's what I call hardcore, is what we were going for. Yeah. I really also think that was my throat. I really also think that style of music, it's like Turnstile says, you really got to see it live. I think that you have to be in the room to really know what that's about. And I do think I grew up loving how, it hits you in the chest when you're in the room. I love being in a small club, anonymous as a teenager, feeling like overwhelmed by how aggressive a crowd can be, a band can be, the sound can be. It's all very overwhelming. And I think when you're dealing with a lot, especially, when you're a teenager, you're hit with a lot of feelings that you don't maybe have the words for. So for me to find that style of music really young, just gave me a place to put it. And it also, the music was louder than my thoughts. So it's a great way to be drowned out in a good way and be surrounded by people who feel maybe similarly. I feel really excited about having included this influence because I can't wait for the live moment of it. I think it will be more impactful live, and it will feel like this vortex we all enter for I don't know how many seconds. that is louder than the thoughts. And there's also a nice little manifestation that I'm trying to chant there, sort of trying to give an affirmation. And I like that in a song that's aggressive and communal, because when a lot of people are chanting or screaming something that's really powerful for themselves, empowering for themselves, I think it comes true, you know? So a little bit of witchcraft in there, hopefully.
Excited.